Welcome to part 2 of this tutorial series. We are well on our way to controlling cool sounds in Ableton Live with a Nintendo Wiimote. This video will focus on getting OSC data from Oscillator into Max. We're going to do this for the purpose of controlling an Ableton Live set. The patch we are building was actually authored by Dr. Garth Payne, who is an associate professor of digital sound and interactive media at Arizona State University. So let's take a quick look at who this guy is, right? If you haven't heard of Garth Payne, you should definitely check him out. You should definitely check out these 2 albums that he just released. Anyways, let's get started. So first, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have downloaded the SceneMat library, or excuse me, the SceneMat package. So open up MaxMSP if you haven't done that, and go to File, then go to Show Package Manager. And when you do that, you are going to want to go here and search. And when you search, look for SceneMat. And let me get rid of that. There we go. Look for SceneMat, click Enter, click on this, and then click Install. It's that easy. So what I'm about to say is actually immensely important. You are going to really need something called the m4l.chooser object. Now, this is going to be something that we need for the entirety of this tutorial. So if you don't know where that is on your hard drive, you need to know where it is in order to do this. So let's say you can't find it. Well, you can always go here to Max in your applications window, and you can right click or control click. And you can go ahead and hit Show Package Contents, go to Contents, then you can go to Resources, then you go to Cycling, or just go to C74, and then you could probably just search m4l.chooser. And go ahead and hit, I press the down arrow to select name, and then up it pops. Now, probably what's best to do is to memorize this file path. But you probably could go ahead and copy both of these and put them somewhere else, like your desktop or whatever. It's maybe not the most recommended way to do things, but anyways, you really need these, is the point. You really, really need them. Okay, so now let's open up Ableton Live and let's start patching. Okay, so opening up Ableton Live. Now, as we open up Ableton Live, friendly reminder, the last video, excuse the computer sound there. The last video that we had, we connected our Wiimote to MaxMSP using Oscillator. So go ahead and make sure you've already done all that. And then we're going to start patching basically. So now what we want to do is we want to create a new Max Audio effect. Go here to Max Audio Effect, go to Audio. Now that we've done that, we're going to wait. And we're going to go ahead and click this. It's going to open up Max for us. And what I want to do is just note that it may be frozen and it may be in presentation mode or patching mode. Make sure that it's unfrozen and make sure that we are in patching mode and not presentation mode. Now, the first thing I suggest doing, and I strongly suggest this, go here, click Save As. You're going to want to save this. Right, so we don't want to. We want to know where these things are. It's naming conventions are very important. Anyways, so let's click Wiimote controller. Okay, and I'm going to save that in here in Max Audio Effect. Save, huzzah! Okay, now I'm going to pull this down, and now we're going to get patching basically. So the first thing I think we should do, since we have Oscillator, let's make actually a sub-patch, okay? So sub-patch is a patch within a patch, basically. And you can make a sub-patch by clicking N for new object and then clicking P, or just writing the word patcher. So hit P, and then we'll type Wiimote_data. Okay, and now we're going to start creating inside of this sub-patch. We're going to have a lot of sub-patches in this tutorial. So create an inlet. Okay, create a second inlet. And now remember we have, we're using oscillator to send to localhost 9000. So what we want is UDP receive, and we want to put 9000, and that's how we're going to get the Wiimote data. Hooray! Hooray for Wiimote data. Okay, so the next thing I suggest doing is using a gate. I shouldn't say that I suggest, right? This is Dr. Garth Payne's patch, so I shouldn't be taking the credit. All right, so okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about how we're going to get all of this data and how we're going to route it, right? So we downloaded the SceneMat packages. So what that's going to let us do is use OSC route. Now don't hit enter yet. You want to hit /we/1. That's going to be very, very important. Okay, so the next object, and we're going to connect that up to the gate, and the next object we want to make is OSC route space Excel space button. Okay, and that's going to help us get our Excel and button data. And then we want to hit OSC route, and then you guessed it, PRY for our pitch, roll, and yaw. Remember last video we talked about what that was. Okay, so things are going really well so far. Now let's go ahead and let's create a multi-slider and connect this up, because we just want to be able to see the data when it comes in. It's probably not going to be streaming yet because I haven't turned this gate on, but that's okay. One thing at a time. So go, if you're not sure what hotkey I just hit, go here and hit Command I, or you can click the little I here. Okay, and you can go number of sliders, hit 4. Okay, that's going to be very useful. Now, what we need after this is an unpack object, and we need 0 decimal, 0 decimal, 0 decimal, 0 decimal, because what we're getting here is going to be floating point data for the pitch, roll, yaw, and Excel data. All right, so let's go ahead and just add some floating point boxes here, some number boxes rather. And remember, there's a difference between floating point and integer. It's pretty simple to remember what the difference is. Floating point has a decimal point. Integer deals with whole numbers. Okay, so now, very important, create 4 outlets. Oh, geez. Sorry. Outlet. I made that plural because I said it plural. Okay, so 4 outlets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 outlets. Hooray! 4 outlets. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is, let's just select all, move this a little bit. Oh, this is bothering me. Oh, looks like Max crashed. Did we lose everything? Sometimes that happens. Oh no. Reopen. This is, you know you're doing Max MSP right when it crashes. Let's see if it can recover everything. Come on, Max, I believe in you. I believe in you. Okay, so Max crashed on me. That happens sometimes. Kind of part of the gig. Okay, so this is basically where we were. Now, one thing I really want to emphasize here is we want to make sure we're getting the data for all of our buttons. So let's go ahead and again OSC root, and we're going to have quite a number of things to type here. Up, space, down, space, left. I think maybe I should be capitalizing these. I'm not entirely positive that's necessary, but let's just do it to be safe. A, and then B. We have quite a few buttons. Minus. Oh, and then we have home. Oh my goodness. And then we have plus. I don't know why I remembered home before plus. And then we have 1, and we have 2. Whew. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and get, we have now some floating point boxes. And this is basically, you've basically done it, except let's just connect this here. So what I just did was I went to the second outlet of OSC route /excel/button, and I'm sending it here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get more. Let's get more of these integer boxes. And sometimes this can take a while, but you get the idea. We're going to go ahead and just skip to this one last part of this particular tutorial. Now we have up, down, left, right, and then this is A. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. That's A, and that's B. So that's the most important thing here. Inlet. So I created I created an inlet when I meant to create an outlet. And this is A going to outlet 5, and this is B going to outlet 6. Okay, we did it. We have created our Wiimote our subpatch for Wiimote Data. Give yourself a pat on the back. So next tutorial, we're going to go ahead and start figuring out how all of this will work inside of the live object model. And it's going to be great. It's going to be really exciting. So tune in. It's the internet. What am I talking about? Well, just watch the next video in the tutorial.